everyone, welcome to Hedgehog Hollow. Today we're thrilled to be hopping with Altenew for their July release, and I have a few of the items here to share with you, and we're going to create a project together. So in the new release there are lots of new stamps and dies, and here is just a selection. So we have the Mega Greetings 4, so there's a 1, a 2 and a 3, and you'll have seen me use them in previous videos before. This one has the Hope and Blessed, and you'll notice there's a line up here, and the idea being that these sentiments go with the blessed and these go with the hope, so you can partner them together. We also have these here, and this is the crystal frames. I loved these as soon as I saw them. So you can see they have these really cute frames of geometric shapes here, and then you've got these sentiments that can go in the middle, and of course they're completely interchangeable. I think they'd be great heat embossed, foiled, lots and lots of different options. And I like the way you can interchange. Of course, you could put any other sentiments in them as well, but also great, I think, for gift tags. So not just on your cards, and also great for building up backgrounds. Plus, look at these amazing dies that we have that go with them too. So if you look at the dies on the back, think of doing this out of some of your tonic papers and things. I think you've got lots and lots of fab options to use these two things together. So really excited about these in the release. We also have Sophisticated Wreath, which is what we're going to be using in today's project. We have this lovely sprig here. We have the few steps here in the flowers. We also have Always Be a Dreamer, Live Every Day Like It's Saturday. And then we have the Something Wonderful. So always believe that something wonderful is about to happen. And again, this really nice sprig underneath. So let's dive into a really fun project. As I mentioned, I'm going to be using a Sophisticated Wreath. I have my card front size piece of cardstock here, but just because I want to be sure that my wreath doesn't get too big, I'm going to cut it down to my layer. And so I'm going down to 3 3/4 and 5 inches. This is my Tonic Ultra Smooth White cardstock. And as always, everything will be linked in the video description. Plus, because we are hopping with Altenew, there are prizes to be won. So check out the blog post that goes with this, and you can find out more information of how to win. Also, with Altenew on the back, you always get a layering guide. So this shows you how these 3 items layer together to create this sprig here. These 2 items layer together to create this, and these items here layer together to create these. The newer packaging also opens up, so you can see here. This is how it layers open together. Here's the option for a wreath. Here's a pre-made card front that you can cut out. Here's a second one. And then you also have ideas, including color charts for which inks you can use. And I have some of my Altenew inks over here. I like to keep them in these organized more trays. Again, I'll link these up for you. You can fit 2 side by side in the wider Alex drawers. You can also get them in a bundle of a 3-pack. So the idea being you can fit 2 side by side, 1 on top. I'll share a hint with you. I actually keep way more than 2 in a drawer. I keep 2 side by side. You can actually get 3 layers in the deeper Alex drawers. So I keep probably about 5 in a drawer, and I just kind of switch them around. So for me, it works really well. Okay, so let's grab this out. First of all, we are going to grab our sprig, and we're going to grab our acrylic block, just like this. You could, of course, use something like the Gina K Wreath Builder if you wanted to, but we're just going to do it like this. And I'm going to do it quite light because I'm going to want to stamp over the top with some other things. So I'm going to use Frayed Leaf, and I'm using their ink cube. You can see here. So I'm going to start down at the bottom. And because I'm going to stamp it a few times, if I don't get a perfect image, I'm not going to worry about it. So I'm going to ink up again. And I'm just going to go around, and you can see I'm just overlapping slightly. Again. And if you wanted to, you could go in with a slightly darker shade. This is Forest Garden out the same set. And you could just kind of ink up the ends. Again, overlap. Stamp. So you see how I got a little bit of variegation in that one? So again, I can stamp down And then all I'm doing is I'm taking this cube and at an angle, I'm really just catching the edges of my sprig. So we just want to overlap a little, like so. Ink up, overlap the edges, and it just adds that little bit of something extra. And then we're going to now close up our wreath. Again, I'm going to go in with the lighter, add some edges, and I'm just going to thicken up this side just to make it look a little bit more even. I think my card's probably going to end up being this way. You could also stamp off and have that slightly lighter effect. Just going to stamp. So you can see you could do tight, you can do a more messy wreath. You can kind of do whatever you really want on there. Now we're going to add some of our flowers in. I'm going to pop these back in my tray, and I like to keep them in their trios or their quads, however they come in my tray, so we know exactly how they go. So my next thing, I like to also lay out when I'm doing layering items. So I know that these all go together, and I can use my reference on the back. So these are my 3 steps, and particularly when I use the glass mat, that makes it really easy by laying out my 3 steps. So again, I'm going to grab my step 1, and I think we'll go with pink, because you know I'm all about my pinks. So I'm going to use Pink Diamond, Pinkalicious, and Rubelite. So I'm just going to ink this up. I'm going to do one section on the side here. That's one. This is my middle. I'm just going to line this up. And because it's a very loose wreath, also gives you some room for error, which is even better. And then we're going to go in with this one. So there's our centers. So you can see that was really easy to come together like that. And the final step I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my MISTI for this one. Because I have sticky grid in my MISTI, which means I don't have to use magnets, which for me is just so much easier. And I'm going to use those Mega Greetings. And I'm going to do Hope, because that happens to fit really nicely across the middle here. Just like this. You can see that's going to fit across there nicely. And that's why I went with lighter shades, because my intention was to use my Mega Greetings over the top. And we'll choose some sentiments. I'm going to do Hope You Love This, because we sent all of our Hedgehog Hollow Perks members birthday cards. So this could be your birthday card if you are a Perks member. So if you are not already part of our Hedgehog Hollow community and a Perks member, you can find out more by checking out that top right-hand corner, or you can look in the description below. There'll be information about becoming a Hedgehog Hollow community Perks member. And there's so many reasons to join. There's exclusive discounts, early access to our content, ways you can communicate, and of course the birthday cards. And all of the cards I make on the channel get sent out to our Perks members. So there's lots of ways that you could receive one of the cards I make in the videos. So now I'm using the Altenew Jet Black. And I'm probably going to have to stamp this one a couple of times because it's a new stamp. And I haven't conditioned it anyway. But you can see I'm getting a nice impression. I'm just inking it up again. I'm just pressing down like this. Just going to do a little bit more, particularly on these chunky greetings. They just take a couple of inkings. Or you can use some of our conditioning tips. And again, you can check out the top right-hand corner if you want to see my top conditioning tips to get that perfect image. In fact, I'm going to do the sentiment a second time, just to get a nice, strong image as well. You could also, of course, heat emboss this. I had grabbed some of the Altenew Gold heat embossing supplies as well, just in case I wanted to do that. But I love how that came out. I think it came out really, really well. So I think that looks great. And I'm just going to peel these off so they don't go on my sticky grid. Just like that. We can clean those after. So let's mount this up into a card. I'm going to do some really simple mounting because I think a clean and simple card on this one is going to look best. And I got some inky fingers, so I'll cover that up. So if you ever get an inky smudge on your card base, be sure that that's the bit you're going to cover up. I like using the score buddy, so I'm going to score at 4 1/4, and it even has a star at 4 1/4, so you know exactly where to score your card bases. And I've run out my pre-scored, so I'm just going to use these. Again, I'm going to fold. I really like the Tonic Teflon bone folder. I was a big Teflon bone folder, and then I invested in one, and then Tonic came out with one, so that's the one that I use. So I did say there was a smudgy mark somewhere. There it is. So that's going to be the front of my card. And when I'm mounting, always mount with your card base flat out. You'll get a much better impression. And hopefully this is cut to size. It should be 5 1/4 by 4 inches. This one's a smidge too big, so let's trim it down. Again, I like the Tim Holtz trimmer. It's a really nice size. It can cut full size 8 1/2 by 11 sheets, but you can see it doesn't take up a huge amount of space in your work area, which is the reason I like it so much. And I think I said it was right this way. So it should be, as I say, 5 1/4 by 4 inches for this layer. And this is the Tonic Black Velvet cardstock. So I'm going to stick this down. Just like this. Like so. And now we're going to add our layer on top. Again, just used a double-sided tape runner. Altenew do have one, which is great too. I just always have the Tonic Funky tape runner, which has run out on me. These ones are refillable. I just have a couple always loaded, ready to go. There we are. And you could always add some enamel dots or Nuvo drops, however you want to finish it off. But there is our finished card, and I think that came out so nicely as well, and you can stand it up. A little bit slippy on the glass surface, but you can see how that came out. Super simple as well, and really effective with those mega sentiments, and I think the wreath builds up really nicely as well, and just gives you that little bit of background underneath with some of those lighter ink colors too. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hop on over to the blog if you're watching this on YouTube. And if you're on the blog, make sure to read how to enter the giveaway. As always, all of your links are in the video description, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for daily tips, tricks, tutorials, or maybe something a little bit different. And of course, hit that join button to be part of the Hedgehog Hollow community. And this could be your birthday card as well. And also give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed today's tutorial. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you again tomorrow. And in the meantime, happy crafting, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.